I started to feel like something was off.
Well, that's a problem. Yeah, no, for sure. So we got multiple problems here.
I'm trying to prove that my suspicions are wrong.
Hello? Hey, Josh. What kind of problem? So developers from China and India are sending in fake government IDs from the US? Well, that's a problem. Yeah, no, for sure. Let's meet at the wedding bowl for 11:30, okay? All right. See ya. Bye. All right. Hey Josh, yeah, it's misting a little bit, so I'll just see you at Prospect. All right, see you there. So Josh, you told me we got a problem with Chinese folks located in China and India that are getting through our system, and it's become a problem, and it is a problem since we're all US based. So tell me about it.
Yeah, that's right. We are seeing a run of potential candidates that are getting through various points of the process. They're not necessarily, I think only one or two has come out of the tail end that's client facing that we ended up catching kind of too late, if you will. But it's
so they actually landed on the client's accounts?
Landed on a client-facing interview twice.
When did we catch it?
I started to feel like something was off. I just, you know how you get that spidey sense, and some like red flags were flagging. So I decided to reach out on my own to one of the developers, and I played the whole, hey, I got a full background check, send me your driver's license, blah, blah, blah. And that's when we figured it out. And he was already confirmed at the account. So then we had to play the switcheroo thing, which was really tough. I mean, it was fine. The client they were okay with it. I just explained it. We got lucky. The client's process for doing a named SOW was delayed by like a week and a half. Something was off. So I started to do some due diligence. I researched the guy. There was a lot of things that were off between his LinkedIn profile, his resume, and other stuff that I could find online. I asked him for some ID. Then I did a search. We found some websites that definitely looked like he could buy the type of ID that he was presenting. And anyways, yeah, it's a problem. And so that's just one of many. I mean, now fast forward to, recent, just Friday, we had a developer go through one of our tech screening processes. And I got an alert that there was something off about his video. So I requested access to the video. I watched the interview. And I mean, this guy was lip syncing. And he was actually like answering questions by proxy. So someone was telling him what to say, or someone was speaking for him and he was lip syncing. It's
holy shit. Okay, so just hang on a second. Let me just make sure I got this stuff straight.
Right.
So we got multiple problems here.
Right.
First one is these guys are tying up our resources with essentially bullshit. They don't live here in the US. Right. Second problem is you're calling them, which we can't have someone at your level. You're just not going to have the bandwidth to do that stuff. And the third thing is, what the hell are we going to do?
Well, it's getting caught up at all points of the funnel, right? So it's like the funnel works really well and it moves incredibly fast outside of these situations. But whether they get caught up in our tech screen process, whether they get caught in contracting, or whether they get caught at some other point, or it makes it all the way to me, the point is once that happens, the whole funnel comes to like a grinding halt. I'm trying to prove that my suspicions are wrong because I don't want my suspicions to be a bias because of the last 10 that we caught. And so I'm trying to find.
I'm listening. I'm just trying to.
No, I know, but
take it all in here.
It's a weighty issue. That's why I'm like spending so much time explaining it. But like, we want to be good stewards of the profession and give these guys the benefit of the doubt. But it's like time and time again, there are these hallmarks that they stand out, And it's like every time I investigate off of one of these little signal
We
hallmarks, we find them.
Well, the good news is, so far, if I understand, none of them actually made it on a client account and billing, because that's
none of them.
So we protected the clients like we're supposed to do.
That's right.
Well, that's
number one.
That's fucking gravy right there, because that's important. Well, so we can't. We're not able to stop this digitally, right? Because they're just going to lie.
Right.
And they've gone to the sophistication of lip syncing and oh my God.
And answering questions by proxy.
And answering questions by proxy.
I mean, but so there's a couple consistencies though. Like every single one of them that we know is fraudulent, for some reason or another, doesn't have a driver's license. They always present a state ID. And I think that's why
that's how we catch most of them.
That's why we're able to find.
But Stephanie was telling me that there was one guy who actually sent in a passport that was fake.
Right.
And that's very concerning, especially with COVID. Now we got like this another layer of complexity to our business where U.S. companies are hiring, and we're the solution, and we're getting caught up in this like wave of tsunami that is much bigger than us. Well, this is a real problem, man. This is definitely real. So Stephanie told me that she identified some websites that produce fake IDs.
Yeah.
So we've kind of put that in there, but I'm not sure how we're going to catch all of them. Because here's the reality, and this is the other problem I'm dealing with. We can't pay for that at the volume we're doing as a company. We cannot pay for all these background checks, right? You're talking thousands of dollars going on people so we can't do background checks. Until like they're getting to the confirmation. So it's like a catch-22.
Right.
You do the background check early on someone, you're wasting your money. You do the background check at the end, you're totally, it's a real problem.
Well, and how much information can we ask for up front? Like, can we ask for proof of address verification? Like, send us a utility bill, something like that?
How is that going to, I mean, if they're getting to the sophistication where they're sending us bills.
Yeah, but on that, like, this is kind of crazy, but one of the very first one that I caught, I Googled the candidate's address, and it wasn't an actual address. Like Zillow couldn't pull it up, nothing could pull it up. It was
a fake address.
So it was a fake address. So I was like, that was my first red flag. So I emailed the developer back, and I was like, hey, for some reason my team's telling me this address isn't real. Do you have an ID with your name at this address? And he sent me a state ID, and then he sent me on his own. He volunteered a utility bill, and it was really good looking. I mean, this was printed out as a photo. I took this utility bill. I first Googled, I never heard of the company, to see if it was a legitimate company, and it in fact is. And it had his account number. And so you can go click a button on the website of this utility company to pay a bill. And it doesn't ask you for a login, it asks you for an account number. So I put the account number in, and it said it's not a real account number. So, I mean, they're going all the way down to the level of producing fake, like, utility bills and whatnot for address verification. If you're sitting in China, Kenya, Nigeria, India, it doesn't matter. Why would you work for a local company remote? Why wouldn't you just go corp to corp, find some way to set up a shell in the U.S. and work at U.S. wages? And I think that's what's happening. So if it's happening to us, given our scale, it's for darn sure happening to
and they don't even know about it. So that's a serious problem, man. That's a serious problem. You know what? Let's go grab some lunch. All right. We'll talk about it, and we'll try to figure it out.
All right, let's try.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.